Good evening and welcome to this regular meeting of the Helotes City Council. It's May 23rd, 2019, and we're underway at 7 p.m. Our agenda will start, as always, with the invocation. Tonight, Councilmember Buys has that responsibility, and then we'll have the pledges to the United States and Texas flags. So if you would please stand for the invocation and pledges.
Let us give thanks for all the blessings, opportunities, and challenges you have given us. Guide us with your strength and wisdom so we can make the right decisions for all the citizens of Helotes. With the upcoming graduations, please allow all these young people the ability to continue their lives of learning and discovery so they can carry on with bringing your blessings to us. On Monday, we honored those men and women who have served their country and given their lives so that we can stand here and still live in freedom. They gave everything so we can enjoy the blessings of living in this great country. We will never forget you. As always, we ask that you please keep our first responders not only here, but all over the country safe while they perform their unselfish duties. For those that are not able to be with their family and loved ones because of military service, we pray for your quick and safe return. May we give our best always and be assured of your presence with us. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, next up we have the ceremonial part of the meeting. Tonight we'll be doing oaths of office for me, Councilmember Buys, and Councilmember Fredericks as a result of the election earlier this month. And we will take them individually and in the order they are on the agenda. We have Judge Mario Trevina, our municipal court judge, here to do the oaths of office. Judge, again, thank you very much for coming and helping us out with this, and it's an honor to have you here.
It's my privilege.
And then Susan, if you want to take pictures, and Marcia and Kathy, if you all want pictures, or anybody else, that's fine. So we'll get this done. Then, like you were saying, we'll each have that, and then we'll have a group photo.
Yes, sir.
Mary, are you ready for the oath of office?
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand? In the name
In the name
and by the authority
and by the authority
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
I
Thomas A. Schoolcraft,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of the mayor of the city of Helotes,
of the office of the mayor of the city of Helotes,
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of the state of Texas, so help me God.
and of the state of Texas, so help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Do the shape of the certificate. Don't want Selena to get on us for not doing this right. That's Paul.
She's not here, what did she say?
She'll see the picture.
Councilman, are you ready for the oath of office?
Yes, sir, I am.
Very good. In the name
In the name
and by the authority
and by the authority
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
I,
I,
please state your name, sir,
Norbert Franciscus Bies, Jr.,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office
of the office,
Council Member Place 3
Council Member, Place 3
of the City of Helotes
of the city of Helotes,
of the state of Texas,
the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
That's good.
Councilman, if you would please raise your right hand. Are you ready for the oath of office, sir? In the name
In the name
and by the authority
and by the authority
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
I,
I,
please state your name, sir,
Paul Fredericks,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office
of the office
Council Member Place 5 of the City of Helotes
Council Member Place 5 of the city of Helotes
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, Bert. There we go.
Franciscus.
Thank you so much for the privilege. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, sir, thank you. Hopefully, none of you will have to see the judge again, because he normally presides most Tuesdays in our municipal court for traffic citations. So, Judge, we'll all see you tonight and occasionally, but not in court. Thank you, sir. Uh-huh. Okay, citizens to be heard is next. Nobody? Okay, no citizens to be heard. Then we'll move on to the items for individual consideration. Tonight, we have a pretty slim agenda. So there's no consent items because there wasn't really a need. So items for individual consideration, number 4, discussion of and action on the minutes of the regular meeting of May 9th, 2019. So if we can have a motion and a second to discuss if necessary, and if not, to approve the minutes from our last meeting, May 9th.
Mayor, I'd make the motion, we have discussion and action on item number 4, regular meeting minutes.
We have a motion from Meadows. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Fredericks. Any need for discussion? Anybody? Okay, then we'll call the question. All in favor of approving the minutes of the May 9th, 2019 meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. The minutes are approved. Next up, item number 5. We have a discussion of and action on the EDC fiscal year ending 2019 strategic work plan. So if we can have a motion and a second to discuss this, if y'all have any discussion time you want to spend on it, I'd entertain a motion and a second.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we discuss and take action on item, was it item number 5?
5. We have a motion from Massey. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Buys. Cynthia, do you have any discussion?
I just have one question. I'm a little confused. It says on the background, on that front page, that the EDC Board of Directors removed Goal 1, Priority 1, First Project, and then this sentence, communicate available. So I don't know where that belonged in here. So, because it says Priority 1, where was that on here?
That was right, it was one of 2 bullet points. The bullet point that's still there was the second one, and then this one. I think they might have misunderstood what we were asking, because my recollection is, I know I had brought it up, we didn't want any of those, especially on Priority 1, being such a prominent part of the strategic plan. But anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was remembering. So it seemed like they didn't take our suggestion to heart. And so I just question that. I still think that does not belong there at the very beginning. So that's how I feel about that.
Anything else?
No.
Bert?
Have they actually had a meeting on this?
Yes.
Yes.
They did.
Yes.
Okay. And I thought, after talking to the president, that they did want that removed. Am I wrong about that?
They did, okay, so the communicate available incentives during pre-development meetings was removed in its entirety. They had some conversation about whether to remove just the pre-development meetings as requested by council, but then they said, well, if it's gonna create heartburn essentially about talking about incentives, they just would rather remove it from the document in its entirety, since it all would be under goal number 1. So the understanding is, yeah, we're still gonna be able to talk about these with viable projects, but it's not going to be discussed necessarily during pre-development meetings.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but it's still very prominent in here, and that was the objection that the council had last time, but we'll see how discussion goes. Bert, anything else?
That's it.
Alex?
Thank you, Mayor. That was the first thing I thought, is that, well, you took out an entire sentence, but it's still, when you look at it, it says define a communicated incentive as goal 1, priority 1 is pretty much kind of there. Otherwise, I don't have any further questions.
Jim?
My question was on the same topic, a technical, legal question, but if we are excluding this paragraph, are we then prohibiting ourselves from making that a primary goal by virtue of striking it?
To me, no. You just keep them in your quiver or in your holster. You don't come out of the chute and start just throwing the whole tackle box of incentives out there for everybody.
I understand the intent. I just wondered if by striking it, we in some fashion would somehow preclude it.
No, because they're still available. You just wait and see who is interested in them. That's my thinking. Paul, anything?
Yeah, it was my understanding that they were going to take most of that out and not be so prominent. But everything else has been discussed. That was my recollection, is they were going to take most of that.
That's what it was, yeah, that's what we talked about. Cynthia, any follow-up?
Yes, my suggestion, and I don't know if we're allowed to do this as the council, but we oversee the EDC.
Yes.
my suggestion is that we remove the entirety of priority 1 and make priority 2 the priority 1, and just do it for them.
Okay?
Start priority 2 as priority 1, remove totally what they have there as priority 1. So that section, goal 1, will have 3 goals instead of 2 goals. That would be my suggestion. That's what I think we should do.
Yeah, you'll have 2 instead of 3.
2 instead of
Right.
3, yeah.
Okay, so you're proposing removing priority 1 in its entirety, and then make what is now priority 2, priority 1, and what's priority 3, you'd make that priority 2.
Correct.
Everything else okay with you?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Bert, anything else?
I'm, just like I said at the last meeting, I don't have a problem with it staying with the priority 1, but I think I'm going to get outvoted here. Like I said, you're not going to bring it up right away. You're going to bring it up if you have to.
That's the way we've always done it in the past.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with leaving it the way it is.
Alex?
I'm in favor of the modification mentioned by Councilmember Massey.
Okay. Jim?
Just rereading that, utilizing existing and future incentive opportunities such as these things, we take that out and make our top priority the development of Class A office space for different reasons. I'm happy to have priority 2 be priority number 1. I mean, I'm not so sure about taking everything out, but I think priority 2 is where my heart is anyhow as far as our top priority, so I'd support that amendment.
Okay. Paul, any follow-up?
I'm not opposed to having it in there, I just don't think it should be priority 1. So I'm not opposed to having it there, I just don't think it should be that prominent, goal 1, priority 1.
Okay. Well, essentially, you're amending your motion to include removing priority 1 projects from goal 1. And so with that amendment, that's your amendment, right? You second that amendment? So we have a motion and a second to remove that and leave everything else basically as it is. So we'll vote on that amendment, and if it passes, so be it. If not, we'll discuss it more. Okay?
And this will still have to go back to the EDC for approval?
Yes.
And it will have to then,
Come back to here.
It's all part of the process. Okay.
so I need clarification. So if the board approves that as y'all are recommending, then it does or does not need to come back?
I wouldn't think that it needed to come
If,
back.
I think the amended motion here is to remove it, so if the EDC removes it, then it shouldn't have to come back.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor of the amended motion, which is to remove priority 1 from goal 1 and renumber priority 2 as 1 and 3 as 2. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. And that takes care of our regular agenda. We're now going to adjourn into a closed session. And this closed session is in accordance with Texas Government Code 551.071, consultations with attorney, and Section 551.074, personnel matters. More specifically, under 551.07, consultation with attorneys, it's on the receipt of a letter from attorney Leonard B. Smith on behalf of the Propane Guy and Texas Propane Gas Association regarding the permitting, installation, and inspection of liquid propane gas service within the city of Helotes. And then we have 2 more items, Margaret Hildebrand versus City of Helotes et al. And then we have Kenneth Page and Jean Marie Page versus City of Helotes. And then under 551.074, personnel matters, it's on the selection, discussion of, not the selection, that will come in an action item after we're out. But this will be discussion of the Mayor Pro Tem candidate to serve from May of 2019 to May of 2020. So we're going to adjourn into closed session at 7:20. We're back at 8:16. We were in closed session in accordance with Texas Government Code 551.071, consultation with attorney, and 551.074, personnel matters. 551.071, consultation with attorney. We reviewed one potential litigation against the city from Attorney Leonard B. Smith on behalf of Propane Guy and Texas Propane Gas Association, and then we had briefings on Margaret Hildebrand versus City of Helotes et al., and Kenneth Page and Jean Marie Page versus City of Helotes. And then we discussed personnel matters, 551.074, selection of the mayor pro tem for the next year, May 2019 through May 2020. No action was taken in our closed or executive session. However, we have an item number 7 on the agenda as a result of the executive session, and that is discussion of an action on the selection of the May 2019 to May 2020 Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Helotes City Council. So I would entertain a motion for a nominee for Mayor Pro Tem, followed by a second, and then any discussion, and then we can vote. So any nominations?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we select Alex Blue as our next Mayor Pro Tem for May 2019 to May 2020.
We have a motion to nominate Alex Blue, Councilmember Blue, as the next Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Councilmember Baez. Do we have any other nominations? No other nominations being heard. I would ask any discussion on the nomination for Alex Blue. No discussion being required. We'll call the question. All in favor of the selection of Alex Blue as our next Mayor Pro Tem, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Alex, congratulations, you're it.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem for May 2019 to May 2020. And if there's no objection, we will adjourn our meeting. Is there any objection? We're adjourned at 8:18.